What's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 4, Episode 12. So it's a lot going on in the itsrox household today. First of all, it's hot as fuck, okay? I had to get up at like 7 o'clock this morning just so I could walk blue before the heat really got going. So we got our walk in and everything, so that's been good. But yeah, it's a lot of distractions going on. Joe is filming his podcast here, and you guys, it is a whole fucking production. You guys know he does, for those who watch him on his podcast, they film on our deck. And but I tell you, it's niggas here, it's a whole bunch of people, it's a whole bunch of cameras and stands and people and talking, and I was just like, see, this is exactly why it'd just be me and you in the car, okay? I know people always say, Roxanne, you should have more subscribers than you have, and I actually do feel that I should have more as well, but I know that a lot of it is because, you know, I've been doing the same thing for almost 12 years now. I know some of y'all stop watching me and you come back 3 years later, y'all be like, Roxanne's still in that car. Hey, Roxanne's still in the car. I know that I would actually get more viewers if I did put more into my production. It's just, you guys, I just don't feel like it. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. If I had a team and I, you know, maybe I would do more, but it's hard trying to do all that and work and have a life and tend to your family and all of this, you know, so we still in this car. But if I would have told y'all all that's going on in the house, Blue all barking, you know, I put him in his kennel and he's barking and they in and out the house and the alarm chiming and Louis getting freaked out, and I'm trying to watch the shows because I didn't even watch DC last night. I'm trying to watch that this morning, trying to watch P-Valley. It's just a whole lot. So all that to say, we in location, even though we're still in the driveway, but I'm in Mr.'s truck because I didn't feel like moving all these cars around. I mean, we got a trillion cars here, okay? It's a whole, I'm telling you, it's a fucking production here. So anyway, if you see some people walking by, that explains why. But anyway, all that to say, we got the review, you guys. I'm doing it a little bit out of order, not the way it happened on the show, because I want to save certain parts for different times. So right now, well, you'll see when let's get to the review, shall we? All right, you guys, so let's start with Kimmy. Kimmy stops over to Destiny's house, Destiny's house, because she wants to check on her. She wants to see, you know, how she was since Jalen's housewarming, you know, see how she's doing, seeing if she's able to move forward. So when she gets there, you know, Destiny, she's poured her a little drink. She's made some sort of look like some drink, some mimosa, not mimosa, some sort of sangria or something. Had like, I don't think it was sangria, but it had fruit in there. And, you know, she asked her how she's doing. She was like, you know, I'm doing fine. You know, Madani, is that the name of her beauty supply store, is doing very well, and I guess she's trying to get these salon suites off the ground, so everything is going good. Kimmy was like, good. Now Kimmy wants to know where she is with Stormy, and I'm just gonna say before we get started on this whole Kimmy going around talking to everybody, I'm tired of Kimmy trying to be the peacemaker. I don't know why it matters that much to Kimmy. Kimmy ought to be happy that she's out the drama. Maybe because she's out the drama that she's decided to insert herself in. But this shit between Mel, Stormy, Destiny, not even Destiny and Stormy, but this Mel and Destiny thing, like, is so tired. I'm tired of her working this hard to try to bring them two together. I mean, Kimmy, for real, do you care this much? Are they making you do this? This is stupid, okay? Anyway, Destiny says that, you know, she couldn't really understand why her and Stormy had got so heated, because they had spoken before the event, the Galentine's event, and they had talked about doing business together, and, you know, they just had cool conversation beforehand, you know, and so all of a sudden for her to get there and them get into it, you know, Destiny was thrown off. Well, Kimmy said, well, can you admit at least that, you know, in your heightened, you know, everybody was emotional that night. People were arguing and fussing and everything. And maybe because you were emotional as well, you kind of snapped at Stormy. She says that she could admit that. But at the housewarming event, she didn't understand why the girl got upset with her for saying sweetie. I said, now, Destiny, listen, if you want us to be on your side, because some of us are trying to be on your side, you know, you're gonna have to be real with it. Now, you know good and damn well, in any place, north, south, east, or west, that when somebody says to you, sweetie, calls you sweetie, when we're having a conversation, an argument, and somebody says sweetie, that is not a term of endearment. We don't give a fuck if you from the south. Okay, you know, and you know that. So, you know, her saying that she don't have time to be talking to Stormy, or Stormy can't understand that she just called her sweetie, because no, you meant that shadily. It was taken that way, and that's what it was supposed to be. Okay, so just admit, okay, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said sweetie. All right, but instead, you know, that's just something from the south. Girl, please. But anyway, Destiny's whole point is that she's been going through a lot. And, you know, she's kind of in this whole grieving process of losing a friend in Mel. And Kimmy was like, when you look at it as losing a friend, you know, like, don't look at it that way. And Destiny was like, well, that's pretty much what it is, because, you know, we were really close and we were, you know, always talking and everything. And for shit to get to the way that it is now, you know, that they don't speak, and even though they have a lot of the same things that they were going through, even though her divorce was not as public, or was not public as Mel's was, and I think Destiny made sure that her divorce wasn't public. She didn't mention none of that, right? Well, she never had to mention it because it wasn't on the show. All that happened on the off season. But anyway, you know, she was like, she still went through the same things that Mel did, and now it's too bad that they can't, you know, kind of compare notes and be there for each other. I'm just like, yeah, I mean, we done said this. This is the fucking 12th episode. How many times y'all gonna say it? Yes, it's sad. Friendships end. Sometimes, you know, it's too bad, but damn. Motherfucker ain't got no other friends in Huntsville? Shit. So Kimmy wants them to fix it. Destiny says, listen, I can't fix anything because I'm not the one with the issue. Okay, it's Mel. She feels that she's taken ownership of her part in their friendship being, you know, null and void, but Mel hasn't. So she's out of it. All of the friendship mending needs to be on Mel's end. So then Kimmy goes to lunch with Mel. You know, she wants to see if she's good as well. Kimmy, girl. Now, remember, she had just went to lunch with Tiffany the other day. So, I went to lunch with Tiffany. She told me that you went with her to Utah, Alabama to try to find her father. And Mel was just like, yeah, we went down there, and, you know, basically just told her what happened on the trip. Mel was like, I volunteered. Okay, that was right up Mel's alley. You know, Kimmy, that's cool. That's cool. You know what else is really cool? The fact that when we was at the Galentine's event, and when Stormy and Destiny I was just like, when Stormy and Destiny got into it, you know, you came in there and you checked on Destiny, you know, in Kimmy's eyes, the fact that Mel went in there and was just like, are you good? That means that she must have some sort of something for Destiny. And maybe that's the one thing that they can hold on to. Okay, God's unchanging hand to salvage this friendship. Okay, so Kimmy is putting 20 on 10 because Mel is looking at her, and I felt just like Mel. Mel was just looking at her, and Kimmy was like, why are you looking at me like that? You know, why are you looking at me that way? And Mel was just like, like, Kimmy, really? I think that Mel didn't even realize that Kimmy was about to come this strong on the whole Destiny thing, because she just wanted to roll her eyes and be like, Kimmy, will you let it go? But okay, we got to get this scene. So Mel was just like, well, you know, that just speaks to my character. You know, if it's anybody that, unless I have completely written them off, but if it was somebody that I used to love or care for, you know, it's just going to be in me to go in there and check and say, listen, are you good? Are you okay? That don't mean that Mel wants to be friends with Destiny again, okay? And really, Mel went in there and just was like, listen, you guys don't even have to have a beef, okay? The shit that's going on is between me and you. Don't get into a fight with Stormy because of me and your shit. That's really what Mel went in there to say. But Kimmy in her mind, I mean, Mel did say, are you okay, or calm down, or, you know, chill or something. But I think Mel was more just trying to make a point that, like, don't make more problems for your damn self. Mel made a point, like, even when Destiny and Tiffany used to get into it, you know, Mel was always the one that was trying to keep the peace. and trying to make sure that everybody was okay and make sure that these two weren't fighting left and right. So then Kimmy was like, well, you know, she doesn't have a support team, and you know, you were kind of her only friend that really kind of understood and all what she was going through. And Mel was just like, yeah, you know, this whole village thing is really interesting because Destiny knows that I was a part of her village. But with everything else that went on, you know, Destiny keeping her divorce private, I think that really did bother Mel. Okay, that she didn't even know that that Destiny was going through this. So yeah, she was just like, she the reason why the village fell apart. All right, and now she's a one man on an island. Mel says she done with trying to be there for Destiny, basically. So really, Kimmy, let's drop it. I don't know what else Kimmy gonna talk about on the show. She's so busy trying to get Mel and Destiny back together, but damn it, enough is a fucking enough. Now next, Tiffany. So we see Tiffany and Lewis. The more that I look at these two together, the more I be like, I don't know how long they gonna last, y'all. Child, we might have to pull out the horn on them. We gonna wait and see, but it's sort of like seeming like, I don't know. Am I the only one? There's no chemistry between the two of them. And she's kind of talked about him, not really negatively, but she's kind of been kind of like not Team Lewis. It's just weird when I see these two together. Anyway, she was like, I got back from Utah, Alabama, and you didn't even ask me how my trip went. You know, what happened? And he was just like, well, when you got back, I figured it was heavy and it was a lot that was going on. And, you know, I was trying to give you some space. Okay, he damn nigga, damned if he do and damned if he don't. He ask, you getting mad? You don't, he don't ask, you getting mad? Okay. Even though I was just like, Lewis, now you know that this was a big deal. You could have at least been like, did everything go okay? Okay, but for you not to say nothing, I guess I would have felt some kind of way too. So anyways, now we're having the conversation, which is good because the cameras are there. But she tells him how the white man had been told her all this stuff. She's a product of an interracial relationship, and how, you know, the records was lost, but, you know, people not gonna really speak because, you know, this kind of shit would happen and people were getting lynched for it. And she was just like, and I had no idea that people were getting lynched in 1987. Girl, that man said 1970. All right. Now, they might have been lynching down there in Utah, Alabama in 1987, but I think that we got our years mixed up here. You know, and Lewis is listening like, really? 87? No, 70, Lewis, 70. She made it seem like it was so difficult. It was this covert mission. You know, her and Mel really had to go. Y'all went to one place, the newspaper, and y'all talked to one man on the street. And you make it seem like y'all was really deep in the trenches, you know, going through history books and going to all of these different places. Girl. So, you know, Lewis was like, I didn't realize it was all that extensive. Oh, yes, honey, they was doing the work. But these obstacles are in front of her. She's still going to overcome it. She still wants to get her answer. She still wants to find out who her father is. Fine. Okay, Lewis was like, okay, well, was it beneficial to have Mel along? Oh, it absolutely was beneficial to have Mel there. Okay, even though Destiny called her her work friend, and she was just like, I mean, you know, I never thought of myself as a work friend. You know, me and Mel have been friends for a long time. I don't even know what a work friend is. Like, you know, you don't invite your work friends to the slumber party. All that can be a work friend, Tiffany. You know what the hell a work friend is? Somebody that you was friends with at work. But she says, no, her and Mel are more than that. And yeah, she was glad that Mel was there for her. I guess that's all that matters at the end of the day. Now, jumping over to Martell, we see Martell, okay, in his medium suit. I said, Martell, now you got the jacket, okay. That shirt was really straining, and them pants, child, these little ankles. I don't know, something about when I see, even though I think that he is proportioned, you know, well in his muscles, like his legs are muscular and all of that is muscular, but these little ankles, I'm gonna need the pants to come down to the ankles. Y'all in these pencil pants and these little loafers and these skinny, yeah, anyway, I know it's the style now, y'all, Rocky old. I prefer the ankle to be covered. But honey, he met with Melnika, and honey, that Melnika said, bitch, you ain't gonna catch me on this camera off twice now. Okay, last time she was just giving y'all regular Melnika. Okay, This time, honey, Mel nigga to put her on a fucking waist trainer, honey. Them titties was pushed out in a little tiny waist, and honey, her A-line skirt. And I said, okay, Mel nigga, honey, hair was done, makeup was. Is this the same Mel nigga we saw before? I'm not mad, Mel, honey. She was just like, yeah, I got this waist trainer. I said, girl, can you sit on that park bench? I was like, oh. Anyways, remember they're going to Atlanta, okay, for Martell's sweet red wine, okay? And he's excited about it. He says he's so excited because it's a business venture and he's, you know, financial opportunity and all that. Okay, but more importantly, it's named after my grandmother and I'm excited about it. So this is about the granny's legacy, in celebration of it, in making sure that the word is out about the wine. He has a, you know, a gentleman's trip to Atlanta. Now, we already know how their trip went last time. Milnika's trying to keep it positive. Okay, it's all about you and your friends. You guys going on out there and having a good time. You know, Milnika was like, we got the cutouts, you know, life size, I guess, them billboard, I mean, not billboards, but you know, the big cutouts that you see when you go into the liquor stores of the people that's promoting their brand or whatever. So she's got that all taken care of. As far as the party that he's gonna have, you know, how many people you thinking? Oh, you know, it's gonna be about 35, 40 people. Okay, intimate and sexy. Okay, Milnika can do that. You know, we're gonna make sure the place is all set up real nice, you know, for him and his boys, and, you know, just so we can get the word out about the sweet red wine. They're gonna have about a bottle per person, you know, 35 people, well, 35 bottles. And Martell was just like, you know, I love that Mel sees my vision. Now, as far as this tutoring, oh, I'm gonna pass this test. Although Martell said that he don't need no license because she said, no, nigga, you ain't got your license. You using the license of somebody. I want you to have your own license. Okay, Martell about to take the test, y'all. He say he gonna pass this test. So I guess we'll see. I really hope that the man can pass this test, okay? Come on, Martell, buckle down. Now, let's jump to Wanda's event, which is where the show actually started, but I wanted to save it till now. So, of course, the show ended last week, which was when Kiki had walked in. And, you know, it was kind of awkward. Oh no, honey, the air done went off. The thing done went off. Hold on one second. Okay, so Kiki walks in and it's real awkward, right? So Letitia sees her walk in. She sits down at the table. You know, Kiki just sort of like, okay, now when does the scene start? You know, and so Letitia was like, hey, girl, you look cute. Okay, girl, you look good too. Oh, okay, haven't talked to you in a long time. I know, girl. How long has it been? It's been a while, girl. Really? Yeah, girl, but you know, well, I called you. You didn't answer the phone. Well, you know, girl, you called me. Well, you know I'm not talking to you. You not talking to me. Why? Y'all had to do all that just to get to the point. Well, we finally get to it. You know, Kiki is not happy with the fact that Letitia and Marceau told her personal business. Now, I'm just going to let you guys know at the beginning of this segment that Kiki's personal business, as far as the Twitter streets was saying last night, was that she had bed bugs, or that she had some sort of bug infestation. And that is supposedly the information that Letitia told Mel, because the cousin was on her way to Mel's house for a party, and Letitia was aware of the situation, and she went, I guess she was saying just in case the girl might have some bugs on her and she, you know, maybe could spread them over to Mel's house. Now, listen, a bug situation is not desirable. Absolutely not. Okay, and yes, when people come over and you know you got certain family members that got roaches and stuff, and so then like you let your kids go spend the night over their house, and then when they come home, you be like, leave their bags outside. You got to shake the shit out before they come in the house, you know. So I mean, it is embarrassing to have bug situations. I mean, I get it, right? But for real, all of this over, I thought that it was You know, somebody on Twitter was like, you know, they act like she was a crack hoe or something. I'm looking at Kiki like, no, I don't think it's a drug situation. I really do think that it is this book thing, and it was very embarrassing for her. But it seems like y'all hyping it up more just from keeping on saying my personal business, because now we want to know what the fuck happened. Okay? So now the whole, you know, folks know that she had bugs or whatever, but I mean, just get a fucking something to take care of it. Or if you couldn't get it taken care of, and you move or get rid of the furniture, you know. Child, all this about this bug infestation. I mean, it is embarrassing, but I mean, you know, people do want to know if you're gonna be coming and you might have a bug attached to your hem. You know, maybe we might need to know that too. I mean, I don't know what Mill was gonna do, like spray the lady down or tell her she can't come in or don't sit on my furniture, or go and every time the lady get up, you know, follow behind her and spray that spot. So, you know, I don't know. It probably could have been handled better. And I don't even know how it was handled back then. You know, did they all get a good laugh and giggle about it? Or was it just sort of like, girl, let me just tell you what's going on, and just to make them aware. So, you know, but anyway, Kiki's still fucking mad about it. So Letitia's telling the rest of the cousins that's at the table how Kiki holding on to this, you know, this problem that she's had with Letitia for 5 or 10 years. And Letitia's like, I thought that we already got past it, and obviously we haven't. So now in return, she feel like she got to get back at me and my husband. Well, Kiki denies that she's trying to get back at him. Letitia was just like, yes, it is. That's it. Every time we get together, you want to talk about it, you want to argue about it. I'm done with it. And she get up and she walk off. Well, Kiki ain't done with it. So while Letitia done walked off, Kiki is still over there talking. So Kiki starts telling the family what happened. All right. As far as her being invited to Mill's thing, them telling her personal business. She's going on. And so finally Letitia come back, because I guess she thought she was going to drop it. So she comes back over there, and, you know, she's still going on her personal business. Marcel was just like, just because it was your personal business doesn't mean it's just your business. Okay. And so now when he said that, it didn't make sense at the time, but now that I know the full context of what we're talking about and the bugs, that's probably what he meant. Yes, it was personally a problem with you, but that doesn't mean that we can't make it their business because you coming over to their house with these bugs maybe on you. Now, while they have this conversation, how about Bernard tried to jump in there and say something to Marcel? Marcel was just like, Bernard, shut the fuck up. Okay, shut the fuck up. I'm done with you. Don't say nothing else to me. Just be quiet. I was like, oh, and Bernard was quiet. I was cracking up. So why does this keep coming up? Well, Kiki says every time they think that they buried it, then Letitia brings the shit back up. And Letitia was like, I'm not bringing this up. You the one that bringing it up. So then Kiki starts to get emotional and gets upset. So they arguing back and forth. It's kind of hard to try to even figure out what exactly is being said. But Kiki still was acting like she had some information that she needed to let everybody know about. You just have a feeling that she wanted to say something. So while all this going on, honey, let me just tell you, how ironic is it that Wanda was just like, wait a minute. If y'all can't come to my event and talk civilized, I'ma shut this shit down, because she thinks that it's very rude for Kiki to come and bring her drama. First of all, the drama was going on before Kiki got there. Okay? Because Bernard had just been fussing and cussing, and all them was going off on Marceau, but I guess they thought that was lighthearted. So now all of a sudden Kiki there. Now you saying that she bringing the drama. No, the drama been filled all night. And then Wanda, who is the queen of bringing her shit to everybody else's events, now that it's her event, she mad that they doing this. Okay? Everybody need to listen. Okay, one person talking. Wanda, go somewhere. Go somewhere, Wanda. So again, Kiki says, okay, she didn't want her personal business out there. And Marceau was like, all of Huntsville knew about your personal business. And she was like, I don't care about what Huntsville knew. I care about but I know what you guys knew, what I told you guys. So then the other cousins start saying, Marceau, you need to stay out of it because you causing friction between Kiki and Letitia. It's clear that Letitia is not going to go against you because you her husband and all of that. But Tisha was like, no, honey, it's your sister that's causing all of the friction. Because she going to sit there and lie and say, I had a conversation with her about my husband cheating, and she knows I've never had that conversation. Kiki was like, you a damn lie. You know good and damn well we did talk about it. When? Okay, Letitia was like, what did I say? Well, as the argument went on, Kiki finally starts to make it seem like they just in general talked about spouses cheating. You know good damn well we talked about, when spouses cheat, and Letitia was just like, okay, yeah, we had that conversation, but we still didn't say out of her mouth that Marsau was cheating. Didn't I tell you guys that when we saw these clips in the past, and when it finally came down to the time to see the episode, it was going to be something totally different? Okay, because we still don't have no information that Marsau cheated. Okay, now granted, Marsau did interrupt Kiki, because when Letitia was just like, okay, then what is it that you gonna say? What is it? Tell me. Okay, and Kiki kind of had that look on her face. Well, she had walked off, then she came back like she was about to say something. Marsau was like, okay, if you say something, you say something. I'm gonna burn this whole shit down. I'm gonna tell it all. I'm about to just blow up everybody's spot. Okay, so Kiki, whatever she was going to say, she didn't say it. Some people are saying that she got afraid, or she got, Marsau, by him interrupting her, that made her stop. Listen, at this point, I'm gonna need the proof. I'm just gonna need the proof, you guys. I'm not gonna keep on saying that Marsau is doing whatever he's doing. I'm gonna need the proof. That's all I care about. Otherwise, quit teasing me and dangling this fucking steak over my head when you know good and damn well y'all still don't have proof that Marsau did anything. So then Marsau was cussing and fussing at them and saying, oh, he gonna burn the shit down. So then Kiki's husband get upset. You gonna talk to them like that? You gonna talk to them like that? Now he wanna get into it with Marsau and all this. And Marsau was just like, wait a minute. Come on. So he jumps up, he talks to the husband, like, what are you talking about? Like, we've been cool. Like, you and I have had conversations. Like, we have been there for your family. You know about the stuff that has happened. Like, we still not trying to put y'all business out there, but we've been there. And, then I guess Kiki and the husband start feeling bad, because Letitia and Marsau was like, we've done way more than I guess maybe even people at that table knew at the time. And so y'all, it just blew up into this whole big old thing. Marsau was trying to tell them, like, you guys, none of that conversation happened the way you trying to make it seem. Basically, Mel was the throw the stone, hide her hand. She came and implanted that information in you, and now you trying to make it seem like you and Letitia had this conversation, and you didn't. That shit is all on Mel. I guess what Marsau is saying is that Kiki was used as a pawn. So as everything got excited, then it started to calm down, because finally Marsau looked like he got through to Kiki and Kiki's husband. And, don't do this. Don't do this for the cameras. Don't try to just be coming up and making up shit when it didn't really happen, and this, that, and the other. So they finally, kind of leaving it alone. Kiki kind of got this conflicted look on her face. I still can't figure out what exactly Kiki was going through. But, Letitia, I would never do that to you. I would never do that to you. He's like a sister to me. All this, child. Anyway, Wanda was like, okay, let me just ask one question. Okay, how was the food? Everybody was like, oh, it was good. Yeah, it was good. It was all right. Bernard, I'm so glad y'all talked. That Marsau was like, nigga, if you don't get the fuck away from me. all that at the fucking event, you guys. It was foolishness. And at this point, I still don't know if Kiki and Letitia's problems have been resolved. Now, later on, we see Letitia and Marsau, they go out for coffee. They sit down, they talking. And they're talking about her family. First of all, the truck that Wanda wants. All right. Right now, Marsau is like, it's going to be a no on that truck, because that truck is fucked up and it ain't worth the money. And, he need a good, solid business plan. He said, T-Man was all over him talking about, we got to do this and we got to do that. Nigga, where's we money at? He was just like, and I just hate to bust, T-Man bubble, but I'm not investing in that. Like, I need a business plan. I need to know how everybody plans on executing this so that this can be successful, and I'm not just throwing 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $100,000 out the window, because That's just for the fucking truck, $40,000. We still got a whole other rest of the business to get together. So no. Then he was frustrated about what happened with Kiki. He was like, you know, some of the girls there, your cousins, they make perfect sense. He said, Kiki don't make no damn sense. She's saying all this craziness, it's affecting the family. Tisha said, well, she could really look in Kiki's eyes right then when they was having that conversation, and she could tell that Kiki just really don't care about her, okay? And that she all this time kind of looked at her as a sister and everything, and you know, she just feels like Kiki just don't love her as a sister, cousin, nothing, you know, just, I guess she cool on Kiki now. So she never thought that they would be there, but you know, she said she's had to look at a lot of people differently, you know, she's just had to protect herself over these years. So when Letitia and Marceau are talking, she says, you know, my family, I think they get frustrated because they feel like you don't never answer the question. So when I ask you a serious question, then I need a serious answer. And he says, yeah, okay, he can do that for her. And he says, but let me tell you, please don't ask me a question that's going to be disrespectful to me. And, you know, and disrespectful of my character. And she was just like, what are you talking about? You know, don't ask me a question that you already know. That ain't no shit that I'm doing. Okay, when do I ask you something that's disrespectful? Okay, when you ask me, did I go over Mill's house and take some wine? Okay, now you know good and damn well I ain't been at Mill's house. I don't know where she lives. I'm not taking no wine to her house. Like, why would you even ask me that when you know? Okay, yeah, well, Letitia did get caught up on that conversation, okay? So he was like, so he used that as an example. And there are many other times that I guess Marceau is going to deem her asking questions that are disrespectful to his character, because in his mind he's not doing anything, and so you shouldn't be asking me anything. That's basically what Marceau said and all of that. But Marceau and Letitia, child, they fine. But lastly, you guys, the trip to Atlanta. So Marceau has all the fellas. They got a big bus, and they are riding to Atlanta. We about to sip some wine. We about to let off some steam, and I am so glad that the wives let all of you guys come with no problem. All right. Yeah, everybody's wives sent them off, you know, have a good time, okay? Don't fuck around, you know, don't have no linebackers around you. You know, Marcel said he planned on having a whole lot of linebackers around him this trip, okay? Y'all can live through me, okay? Because I'm single and I'm going to have me a good time. He said he going to be around the women's and he going to have his ass a good time. What we going to have? He says, well, you know, I got a mansion, and we're going to have a few people come through there and have a nice time, you know, and taste the wine, and okay. And so they kind of listening to him, and it's Marceau, Maurice, Louis, and Martell. And, you know, Marceau is just kind of listening like, yeah, I don't know what Martell got up his sleeve. The way he talking, he act like it's some shit fixing to go down. He don't feel that he ought to be telling Martell don't bring no woman around him. You know, he's like, as a married man, you know, that kind of sounds like you can't have any self-control if you know that you got to be telling them not to bring no women around just so that you don't do something that you wouldn't normally do. Okay, I still would have been like, nigga, don't be having no whole bunch of bitches around me because I don't feel like hearing my wife's mouth. Okay, but instead Marceau was gonna prove Martell wrong, I guess, and be around all these women just so that somebody can go back and tell a damn wife again that he was with all these women, child. Anyway, we gonna see next week what this party or this event, this wine tasting event that Martell is gonna have. We're gonna see how it goes down. All right, you guys, that is it. One video down. Let's get to Love and Marriage DC. So anyway, make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Not really though, because I never do the bottom bar, but anyway, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.